Imagine boarding a jet so advanced it can fly you from New York to Hong Kong non-stop without a single fuel stop and with more comfort than most 5-star hotels. That's exactly what you get with the Gulfstream G800, the latest flagship in ultra-long-range private aviation. It's not just an aircraft, it's a global power move. With its elite range, cutting-edge technology, and whisper-quiet cabin, the G800 is quickly becoming the ultimate trophy jet. But behind that allure is a deeper story, a story of serious money, precision planning, and logistical mastery. From the moment you imagine sliding into the cabin of a Gulfstream G800, you're stepping into a high-stakes world of precision engineering, global reach, and ultimate luxury. But that glamorous image masks a complex web of cost, performance trade-offs, and long-term strategy. In this video, we're breaking down what it really takes to own a Gulfstream G800, from the upfront price tag to the ongoing cost and everything in between. We'll cover how it performs, what life on board looks like, what it takes to keep it flying, and how the numbers stack up over time. Whether you're flying it yourself or putting a full crew on payroll, we'll explore the full picture, cost, capabilities, and long-term value. This isn't just about luxury, it's about strategy. So, if you've ever wondered whether the G800 is just a dream or a smart, high-stakes investment, stick around. Let's get into it. When it comes to the Gulfstream G800, stepping into ownership means entering one of the most expensive tiers in private aviation. The base list price of the aircraft is widely reported to start around $72.5 million, but that figure rarely reflects what owners actually pay. The moment you begin customizing the cabin, choosing premium materials, configuring private suites, installing business-grade connectivity, or adding entertainment systems, your costs can easily escalate by several $millions. The G800 isn't a mass-produced jet. It's a high-performance machine built to spec, and the final number depends heavily on how you outfit it. In reality, what's advertised is just the starting point. Beyond the aesthetics, technical options and delivery logistics further increase the total. Buyers often add advanced avionics, head-up displays, enhanced vision systems, and optional equipment tailored to specific missions or operational needs. Add to that the cost of ferry flights, import duties, country-specific certification requirements, and delivery preparations, and it's clear the acquisition cost climbs quickly. For corporate or government buyers, the aircraft may need special modifications to meet IT security standards or legal frameworks, adding further customization, time, and cost. While Gulfstream supports operators through this process, each additional layer extends both budget and timeline. Because the G800 only recently entered service, there is currently no established pre-owned market to benchmark depreciation. Early resale listings, where available, still hover around the original $72 to $75 million range, which makes sense given how new and rare these jets are. Unlike more mature models, the G800 hasn't yet experienced significant price spread between new and used inventory. That will likely change over the coming years as more deliveries are made and flight hours accumulate. But for now, buying a G800 means you're paying at or near the top of the market, both for exclusivity and early access. Operating a Gulfstream G800 involves a complex mix of recurring costs, with expenses falling into two main categories: fixed and variable. Fixed costs are those you'll incur regardless of how much you fly. These include crew salaries, pilot training, insurance, hangar rental, aircraft management, and ongoing regulatory compliance. The G800 typically requires a crew of 2 to 4 people, depending on your operation: captains, first officers, and possibly flight attendants. Salaries and benefits for qualified, experienced crew members can easily run into the hundreds of thousands per year. Training costs are also recurring, as crew must stay current with simulator checkouts and certifications. Hangar costs vary greatly depending on location, with prime airports demanding premium prices for secure, climate-controlled space, Add in hull and liability insurance, which can run well into the six figures, and you're realistically looking at $1.0 to $1.5 million per year in fixed overhead, just to keep the jet ready. Once you're airborne, the cost meter starts ticking even faster. Variable costs are those tied directly to flight time, and for a high-performance, long-range jet like the G800, they're substantial. Fuel is the single largest contributor, and in cruise, the G800 burns enough Jet A to cost around $4,000 to $5,000 per hour, depending on route, altitude, and global fuel prices. Then come maintenance reserves, funds set aside per hour flown to cover parts replacements, routine service, and unscheduled repairs. Engine program contributions are another key variable. These plans protect you from the massive financial burden of engine overhauls, but still cost hundreds of dollars per engine per hour. Other trip-based costs include crew lodging and meals, landing and handling fees, navigation charges, catering, ramp fees, and possibly even de-icing. Add it all up, and variable operating costs can total $7,000 to $9,000 per flight hour, making each long-haul mission a serious financial event. How much you fly dramatically affects your overall cost structure. The more hours you log annually, the more efficient your fixed cost burden becomes per hour, but you also accelerate variable costs. For example, if you fly 200 hours per year, fixed cost of $1.3 million and variable cost of $1.6 million total $2.9 million annually, or about $14,500 per hour. At 300 hours, variable costs rise to $2.4 million, bringing your total to $3.7 million and reducing per hour cost to around $12,300. If you fly 400 hours, total operating cost reaches $4.5 million, bringing your per hour cost down to about $11,250. While high utilization improves cost efficiency, it also means more maintenance, more wear on engines, and more frequent inspections. That's why operators aim for a sweet spot in utilization, flying enough to make the investment worthwhile, but not so much that they outpace their maintenance and asset value. External factors add further complexity. Fuel prices fluctuate with global oil markets, and a spike in fuel costs can raise your per-hour flight cost by $800 or more. Spare parts availability, labor rates, and supply chain disruptions can delay maintenance or increase expenses unpredictably. If you operate globally, overflight permits, airspace fees, and local ground handling charges vary dramatically between regions. Currency exchange rates can affect costs too, especially for non-U.S. owners paying in dollars for parts and services. Regulatory shifts might also require upgrades to avionics or emission systems, adding unplanned capital or compliance costs. Because of these variables, seasoned owners build financial buffers, often called contingency reserves, to smooth out operating volatility. Ultimately, flying a G800 isn't just about having the capital to buy. It's about having the resources, planning, and discipline to operate it efficiently over time. The Gulfstream G800 is built for missions that push the limits of global mobility. With a maximum range of approximately 8,200 nautical miles and long-range cruise of Mach 0.85, it can fly non-stop between virtually any two major cities in the world under optimal conditions. Whether you're departing from Los Angeles bound for Sydney or routing from London to Buenos Aires, the G800 is engineered to complete the trip without a fuel stop. And when speed is the priority, it can cruise at Mach 0.90, still delivering an impressive range near 7,000 nautical miles. Its maximum operating speed of Mach 0.935 offers flexibility for routing changes, weather deviations, or time-sensitive missions. The aircraft climbs efficiently to a certified service ceiling of 51,000 feet, where it enjoys cleaner airspace, less turbulence, and more direct routing, factors that reduce flight time and increase fuel efficiency. Long-range cruise speeds typically sit in the 480 to 520 knots true airspeed range, depending on weight, altitude, and environmental conditions. Even on the ground, the G800 performs with agility. It requires around 5,812 feet of runway for takeoff at maximum weight and can land in roughly 2,500 feet under light load favorable conditions, opening access to hundreds of businesses and private airports worldwide. Its advanced wing structure and high lift design not only contribute to shorter field requirements, but also enhance climb performance and stability at altitude. Powered by two Rolls-Royce Pearl 700 engines, the jet balances thrust with efficiency, making it well-suited for both short hops and ultra-long-haul sectors. While real-world conditions like headwinds, routing restrictions, or high payloads can affect maximum range, the G800 still delivers consistent intercontinental reach with only modest planning buffers. This performance envelope makes it one of the most capable business jets in the sky, combining range, speed, altitude, and runway flexibility into a single airframe that meets the demands of both corporate and ultra-high net worth flyers alike. Step inside the G800 and you're not just entering a jet, you're entering a fully personalized living environment designed for long-haul comfort and luxury. With a cabin that stretches nearly 46 feet 10 inches in usable length, 8 feet 2 inches wide, and over 6 feet 3 inches tall, there's space to create true zones of living, from lounges to dining areas, private suites, and even sleeping quarters. While the aircraft can technically seat up to 19 passengers, most owners choose a more spacious 10 to 14 seat layout that converts into lie-flat beds for overnight missions. Whether you're flying executives or family, the space adapts to your needs. And with 195 cubic feet of baggage volume, there's plenty of room for everything from golf clubs to wardrobe trunks. Each inch is designed for versatility, function, and flow. Every element inside the G800 can be tailored, from the flooring and wood veneers to lighting themes and seating configurations. Expect a full galley, often with espresso machines, wine storage, or full meal prep facilities, plus 2 lavatories, one at each end. Connectivity is world-class, with satellite Wi-Fi, 4K displays, video conferencing setups, and full media streaming support. Gulfstream's trademark cabin quietness is enhanced with active noise canceling, LED lighting, and filtered cabin air systems that maintain low altitude pressure for comfort. Some layouts feature private staterooms, office spaces, or even dressing rooms. And since this is a new model, early owners can work with interior designers and outfitters to develop cutting-edge configurations that set the benchmark for airborne luxury. Acquiring a G800 opens up several ownership paths, each with its own financial dynamics. While some buyers opt for an outright cash purchase to maintain full control, most leverage financing through specialized aviation lenders. These loans typically cover 60% to 80% of the aircraft's value, with the jet itself used as collateral. Other options include finance or operating leases, where the aircraft is rented rather than owned outright, often bundling in maintenance reserves. In some cases, owners pursue sale-leaseback agreements to unlock capital while still flying the jet. Shared or fractional ownership models are another approach, allowing multiple parties to split acquisition and operational costs proportionally. For those looking to offset expenses, placing the jet under a charter certificate enables limited commercial operation during idle hours. However, this adds complexity, regulatory scrutiny, and potentially increases wear on the aircraft. Smart owners also take advantage of tax depreciation, accelerated write-offs, and carefully structured cross-border registrations to optimize cost. Ultimately, choosing the right model is about balancing usage needs, financial exposure, and long-term asset value. The life cycle of a Gulfstream G800 starts with relatively light upkeep, scheduled inspections, software updates, and minor cosmetic fixes in the first few years. During this early phase, the jet benefits from warranty support and predictable maintenance intervals. But by years 5 to 12, more complex checks come into play. These include deeper airframe inspections, avionics updates, and cabin refreshes to maintain both compliance and luxury appeal. Around this time, engine overhaul costs or program contributions also start accumulating, representing one of the largest long-term expenses. As the aircraft enters 12 to 20 plus years of service, maintenance demands escalate and parts availability can become more challenging. Regulatory shifts may require costly retrofits, such as upgraded avionics or emission systems to keep the aircraft airworthy. Eventually, operating the jet may become cost prohibitive, prompting resale or retirement. While long-term data on the G800's resale value is still emerging, most large jets experience 5% to 10% annual depreciation in early years. Preserving value depends heavily on keeping detailed maintenance records, performing timely upgrades, and maintaining excellent interior condition. For most owners, a well-kept G800 could retain 30% to 50% of its original value after a decade, assuming strong market demand. The Gulfstream G800 is more than just a private jet. It's a flying statement of power, range, and precision. With over 8,000 nautical miles of nonstop range and speeds pushing Mach 0.935, it connects continents like never before. Inside, it's pure luxury. Custom suites, global Wi-Fi, and a cabin designed for total comfort. But that experience comes at a cost. With prices soaring past $70 million and hourly operating expenses near $9,000, it's not just a purchase, it's a long-term commitment in strategy and maintenance. Yet, for those who value time more than money, it's a game changer. The G800 isn't built for everyone. It's built for the few who truly need the world at their fingertips.